But now I think what I've been trying to do is past 2 weeks is more like think. So please think before you code. When you have a problem, write it down in your jotter before you attempt to solve it. Just like write, I'm sure they taught all of this pseudo code. Just write it down, the steps of solving it, and from there it's all Gucci from there. And the last thing I'm leaving you guys with today is simply have the mindset of an expert. Always ask yourself, what would an expert do in my situation? What would this guy do? Okay, if you have someone you're looking up to, because I have guys I'm looking up to. So whenever I have a problem, I ask myself, what would this guy do if he's in the same situation as I am? So when you reframe your thinking that way, you become very good and you begin to learn more. You begin to learn how these guys operate and to be able to like use it in your own work. So with these few points of mine, I hope I have been able to like impact you with your knowledge and everything. Although I couldn't cover all my whole speaking points, but I just wanted to like give you guys some little tips on how you can like excel in this stuff. And I hope it's probably going to like help somebody today. And yeah, so thank you guys. I'm not good with conclusions, but so thank you guys. I love to like do stuff like this. So bye guys.
Let's give it up for Abati. Let's give it up for Abati. Let's see the stickers and emojis going. Baba is already enjoying the conversations, and we are so happy for everything. Abati, thank you so much. And consecutively, we'll be asking you for more sessions. You'll be joining us on more sessions. You'll be speaking to us more and all. So, guys, the sticker. I'm not. It's exactly as it should be. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you
sure,
so
sure,
much.
sure, sure. Thank you.
I'll be able to learn a lot and write some things down from everything Senior Dev said. And if you need, just just what's it called? DM him. I'll tag him on the group for you people to always DM him. And he's always active on the group as well. He answers questions for people, trying to help out and stuff like that. So yeah. So now the next person I would like to call on. Oh, sorry, before I go on that, I want to inform everyone that I am recording the meeting. I forgot to do that earlier. So I have to like get everyone's consent. So yeah. The meeting is being recorded from now on. Doesn't mean you can't say anything you want to say. Go on. And also, if you have questions, you could ask on the what's it called, the group, the in-call messages. Ask any questions now. Then after the whole thing, I would attend to questions. If I can't, I will forward it to Abati, or if you have questions for any of the speaker, go on and ask in the chat section. You get response to them. So now I'd like to call on the other speaker in person of Mr. Toby Olalusi to come and give us a talk about this entire thing and also introduce himself to us. So yeah, Mr. Toby Olalusi, you have the floor.
Hi, thank you for having me. Can you hear me well, properly?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so where do I start from? Yeah, I am Toby Olalusi. I'm a computer science student at the Technical University of Munich in Germany. I'm still doing my bachelor's actually, in my final semester now, just working on my thesis. At the same time, I'm also a full stack software engineer at a fast growing startup actually in Munich here. I've been coding for like a very, very long time now. About maybe my first time was maybe 9 years ago or so. And I've been doing this professionally, at least making money out of it, so to say, for maybe since almost 6 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, and that is basically my primary source of income. Sorry, do you want to say something?
I think it was a mistake. You could go on.
Okay.
Yeah, so no, Rex. If you guys have any question, you could just ask in the chat section, and when he's done, I would get him to answer the questions you have for him. Any question you have, just ask in the in-call messages. So you can go on, Toby.
Yeah. So yeah, my software developer career is also what I use as my means of source of living here in Germany too as well. Like Daniel previously said, it's like for the money, that's it. So without it, I don't think I will have been able to like live very well here. Yeah, as well. I have worked in different kind of companies here, from micro enterprises up to like startups to also more established big companies here. And all of them have their different working cultures. So I am glad that I've also been able to experience all of that. Yeah, and I also want to appreciate Daniel for the talk as well, because he really talks about how to actually be a better developer and how to have and the kind of mindset that a developer should have. And yeah, I guess I don't have to talk about all that part anymore. And it was a very, very good talk. Thank you once again. Yeah, so I guess the first thing I will start with would be about getting started with being in the tech industry. At least, I guess definitely everybody who is in this talk is definitely interested in being a software engineer or something else, or just be involved in the tech industry in some way or the other. And definitely there are a wide range of roles, starting from being a recruiter to a project manager to a designer to a developer. All of them are still related to being part of the tech industry, because without any of the rest, I don't think you being a developer alone is actually just going to be enough, you know. So yeah, that's also one of the things. And also, you don't have to be 100% technical, 100% a programmer to be able to be part of this industry. You also don't have to be the smartest guy in the room, so to say. Discipline in doing what you are doing, and also the experience that you've gathered is actually what counts. And like Daniel also said previously, it is the experience that actually separates what a beginner is from a senior developer. That's just the difference. There's nothing more. And once you're able to just gather the experience, that means you're also getting closer to being that kind of senior developer or whatsoever, closer to the future that you've imagined for yourself in this industry. Um, Also, something I remembered, I was also speaking with Shomade. Sorry, I call him Shomade. I don't know. Yeah, a couple of days ago about it doesn't matter how many years that you've gathered. Also, there are some times that when you're actually discussing with some, maybe in a group of developers, some guys are just talking and then you're just lost in the conversation. Like, I have no idea what these guys are talking about, because maybe it's just out of the blue, you don't understand it. But the thing is, the experience that everybody has is actually different. I could be experienced in this particular area that I could be able to speak more, and another person is just there and like, even though the person was speaking more about this particular thing before, they cannot really relate to what I'm talking about. So experience is also gather. So the point is that the part of experience for everybody is actually quite different, and you should just actually just enjoy the flow. The only important thing is for you to see that you are growing. That's the most important thing. Yeah, so like previously said, I said I'm also like a student as well, at the same time also working part-time as well. And I just want to talk about some of the challenges that I have faced. Um, yeah, one of the things, or maybe this is not a challenge, but something that you should work on is going to be being patient, disciplined, and being able to fight your fears. So being patient means like I've already experienced people want to learn how to code and then they just give up after 2 weeks. Come on, you don't get the whole programming concept or whatsoever in 2 weeks. It's just not enough. You can't create a whole app in 2 weeks. It's not like it's not possible, but it's like it's not just the way it is. You need to be patient, you need to give it the time that it requires. You need to be disciplined for it. And in terms of fighting your fears, there are some people that are like, oh my God, this thing looks so they're just already scared by the fact that they are looking at something that's too complex. You shouldn't you shouldn't let that overwhelm you. Sometimes it's just always the simplest of things. What do you mean that it's too hard? Like my mom usually always say something like, the people who did it, do they have two heads? So literally they don't have two heads. That's why it was always there. So the fact that anybody else can do it, you can also do it. There's this why mindset that Daniel also mentioned that I really liked. Always asking yourself, like, okay, why is this done? Why is this that? Why is this that? Yeah, and if you're able to try to figure out these questions, you see yourself actually getting deeper into it and being able to figure things out. And that's actually what makes you a better developer as well. Yeah. Also, you don't have to be somebody who actually studied computer science or any other tech-related field to actually be a good software, to be a good programmer or server. There are people who also studied law, who study medicine, which are areas that don't really have anything to do with computer science, but these people are also able to end up being engineers, and this is just due to being disciplined, being patient to actually go through the whole process. It could be tough. For some people, it might be easy, but it doesn't matter. All you just need to do is just be patient and be disciplined to actually go through the process, and you see yourself there. Yeah, that's one. One of the other challenges would actually be landing a job. And this is actually, or landing your first job, I would say. This is the first and the most difficult areas of being a software engineer. Um, Landing your first job, you might end up applying for like 100 companies, having like maybe out of the 100 that you've applied for, you eventually have only 5 interviews, and then maybe, hopefully, maybe one out of them works out. But then it's not always the case that something would work out. So you just have to keep trying. And trust me, once you have the first one, after the first one, it gets much easier. At least I would say maybe the first time you applied for over 100, the second time it should just be maybe about 70. I mean, it should be, of course, it should be getting smaller and smaller, but this is just because the industry believes that if you've worked somewhere, you've gathered some experience, and all they want to look at is just the experience that you have gathered. So if you should work in this company for 1 year and in 2 years decide to change a company, okay, they look at it, okay, this guy already has experience, this much experience. And with time, you see that getting a new job would also get easier. And so just be patient with the search for the first one. It is actually the most difficult one. I know that. And don't be afraid to take steps like maybe volunteering to support a project. Of course, I don't mean that you should go and say, work, your friend is building a startup and then he says he wants to offer you 50% of the company. You're like, bro, this is the scam of the century. I still want to make some money too, right? But being able to take the steps to actually also supporting these small businesses at first. At least that is where that would always be a good start. Daniel, you raised your hand. Okay, I will just continue.
I think it's probably you could just go on, just go on.
Yes.
Just tell us you're an athlete as well, so you are jogging down. So if you guys add them this, tell us you did run.
Yes, I am also like a part-time track athlete as well. Just trying to go semi-pro, but that's always just by the way. It's something I do at night. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. To continue, I also wanted to say you should know your industry. Depending on the skill set that you have gained, look at the environment that you are in, where you want to work in. Know the kind of technologies that these people require. Know the kind of know the kind of technologies they use so that you can see if, okay, maybe this is what I will learn to be able to stay more in this area. Try to know the latest things, try to read books, try to do all those kind of stuff, and just stay updated. By knowing your industry, it would also increase your chances of also landing your first job, because then you know, okay, if I should have this skill set, this is the most wanted skill set that this industry requires at the moment. Maybe where you're staying or remotely, I don't know. But if you should know this as well, if you're able to mark this for yourself, depending on your skill set, then it's also kind of gives you the performance boost, or just gives you an edge in that industry. Yeah, and everybody here is definitely a student, and I know the most critical part is actually time management. Time management, especially if you also already have a job. And this has also been the most difficult thing for me, because I also started working in my first semester, and I'm basically different from any other student who works like full-time, because I am working part-time. I do work I dedicate about 18 to 20 hours per week working, and the rest of the time just trying to catch up with studies. But it's always a catch-up game. That means because of this kind of university kind of suffers a bit, and I don't end up doing, of course, all the assignments. I don't end up doing. I try as much as possible, but it is fine. Maybe I also I'm not able to get all the courses done in that semester. But this is a sacrifice that you have to make if you say you want to go into the industry and gather this experience. And one of the first companies I worked for in Germany was actually a recruiting company, a tech recruiting company. And there I was actually building a CMA's customer management system to actually manage all their clients and stuff. But one of the things I noticed, because all of them, most of the people they were recruiters, one thing I noticed with them is they're actually recruiting people who have more experience first. Experience is the first thing that they're looking for. After experience, then they can get to look at your degree. Of course, this is different from maybe you want to be a researcher, then of course education, academic background is more important. But if you are going into the working industry, especially just software engineer and so on, your experience is what really counts. They want to see projects you've done. They want to know the companies that you've worked in. That experience is what counts. And there's no other way to gain this experience than also sacrificing some other things as well. So just being willing to do that. But also, if you have the degree at the same time, it's just going to be a very top plus for you. It means that you are able to survive a bit, putting some academic effort into your industrial experience as well. So that's the thing. Yeah. I guess that would be it for the challenges as a student. And now I'll just speak about general involvement in the club. I really love this kind of concept of having a technical club, because also the Google Student Developer Club is actually around the world, and my university as well also has one. And of course, when speaking about experience, it's also not just limited to working in a company. You don't have to work only in the industry to actually gain experience. Also, being involved in a club like this and working on projects together is also a way to actually gain some experience. By being active in a club, it means that you are working on a project, you are working with people with the same mindset, and able to develop some stuff, create some stuff, work on some projects together. And this is what really counts. This is part of the experience that we're also talking about. Daniel's talk said, he said something like, being a project-oriented developer and not a tutorial-oriented developer. And this is what a club will actually offer you, because a club will say, okay, we have this project, or we have this random project, or whatsoever, maybe it's an hackathon or so. It means you guys are just a random project that you guys maybe initially had no idea about. And just work, grind on it, and see what you can come out with it. Sometimes the result may be good, sometimes the result may not be there, but that experience is what counts. It could go good, it could go south. At least if it goes south, you know, okay, this is why it went south. So next time I know how to improve it, how to make it better. So this is all part of the experience that we're talking about. Yeah, the thing I also really like about the clubs is also the events. So they're really, yeah, we can have things like organizing a 24-hour hackathon, and maybe then you just work with strangers actually, and you guys actually maybe really made something beautiful out of it. And it's even crazier when you work with strangers, because then you are like, all of you are just gonna be so happy together about the final result. There's just this unique joy that comes out, that results out of working together with strangers, people that you didn't know it before. And that's just beautiful. And if it is like with people that you even know already, and you guys have been maybe going through two hackathons as a group together from time to time, all you will see is actually growth. You might feel like maybe you're developing faster. You might see that your communication between each other is actually much better. So in the company where I work at the moment, for example, we have like a team of, we consist of a developer, a product manager, a designer, and yeah, product manager, designer, and the developers. And of course, these are the three concrete things that you need in a team of a product, in a product team, so to say. And all of us, majority of us are working remotely, so we don't get to see each other as often. And despite not seeing each other, we're able to come out with the product that we actually really want. And this is just because we've been working together. We are always fine-tuning ourselves, always working together, and then we are able to communicate better, to be able to see the communication is just much smoother. That's just the thing. And if this is how you're going with your hackathon team as well, it will just be beautiful. and you will definitely see the growth that you also want to see. I would say one more thing is the project management is actually one of the toughest, and not the toughest, but it's actually one of the parts of the software development team that I really, really admire, because they've been able to actually organize everybody and making sure that the product becomes a useful thing is actually really cool. And I know some of you here are also not exactly developers. I saw somebody with a photography background, somebody in media. So that is actually really good. And these are people that could actually help develop a product. So yeah, everything doesn't have to be a win. Sometimes the losses is just a step towards achieving your goal. And gaining all the experience that you want is actually a sign of growth. So yeah, that would be it for me. And thank you very much.
Let's give it up for Mr. Alusi. Thank you so much for that. Alpha, I'm looking for a job too, so no vex. I go eat you up. So you go find job for me. Remote job, sir. Anyhow, someone asked the question. I would like to just take the question since you're still on here. The person said, is it safe to proceed and juggle two tech-based professions, e.g. UI UX design and front-end developer? So can you take that question, sir?
So definitely yes. So I am a person who is very, I'm not confused, but I'm very mixed. So for example, I work on a normal day, software development. There I do front end, back end, mix everything, different kind of technologies from time to time. In the university, I am more of a systems programmer. So I do more of C++, more lower level stuff, and maybe some distributed systems. So that is quite different role. And the fact that I also love front end at the beginning, when I started programming, I really loved design because I was an artist before, like drawing stuff and so on. So I really loved designs a lot. So it's very possible for you to mix up UI UX and then a front end role, especially these two even they are very close to each other, front end and UX. Um, yeah, they are very close, so you can definitely take them together. Of course, maybe when you get a job, then you have to stick to one, but that's just the role that you're given. It doesn't stop you from being able to grow in both of them. That's it.
Okay, can you take more questions or should I reserve it for later? Yeah, Malik is
Yeah,
thanking for you're welcome, Malik. Even though they won't be me answer, but you're welcome. You can still take more answers. Okay, someone is asking here that would you advise doing an internship in the same organization twice?
How long was the internship? If the internship was just a couple of months, I would say it is fine. But if you're talking about 1 year and 1 year, like 1 year first internship and the second one is going to be another 1 year, I would say look at your growth first. Are you really growing in that place? If you don't see any benefit of staying in that company, I don't think you should continue. I feel like actually, especially since we are all young developers here, actually upping this is the time for us to up between different places and see what we like. We jump into different kind of companies, know how, because there you then get to experience different kind of cultures and so on. And this is what really gives you that experience as well. So if you know that you can actually switch your internship to a different company, please do so. So unless you see you're growing differently, then maybe you can stay.
Okay, so there are more questions coming in, but like I will come back to them later, maybe before the session then, so that we can proceed and all. So thank you all, Ola Lucy. Thank you for the old stuff. And yeah, for some of you that don't know, Ola Lucy is one of the people that helped me coming into tech, because one of the people that made my transition very easy. That year, I went to Baba's house. I've been meeting to explain some things, and something that been giving me issues for like months. Before hours or days, I will go and meet Baba. I was like, this is that. And when I got my first job too as a tech person, I remember doing meetings like you'll be on Google Meets for hours, where about helping me soft code. So like what I'm trying to bring from that part is you can't do this all alone. Also, you need people that are like ahead of you that you could always go to and ask questions. People always have to go and meet for like one thing or the other. And as Abati said earlier, experience. what differentiates one person from another person is experience. He has about 9 years experience. I have way less than that. I started 2017. That's 5, and 2017 was on and off. So you can't compare my experience level with his own experience level. So like that's it on that. So yeah, thank you, Ola Lucy. So now it's time for me to talk about my own journey and answer those questions I asked earlier. But before then, I would like to just jump on something real quick before doing that. What's it called? So some of our core team members were absent the other time. They were unable to like join because of one thing or the other. So I'd like to like reintroduce them again. The first person is Inyolua John. John, can you just say hi to everyone now? Hello. Hello, John. Are you here? Well, I say John Longer again. Is Eddie here? Eddie, are you here?
Sorry, hello everyone, guys.
Okay, yeah.
I'm Inulu John Adeyinka. Somehow I write code. I think I do. I full stack engineer and machine learning enthusiast / expert. I don't really know what I do really. I like to play, and also I am on the core team for GDSC, for the pioneering GDSC Caleb University chapter. And on the GDSC team, I am in charge of partnerships, collaborations with individuals, organizations, and communities. Yeah, that's me.
All right. Let's hear from Amy. James, Eddie, can you like introduce yourself?
Yeah, I think my mic is working now. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Eric Ambote. It's easier for everyone. I'm a 400 level computer science student at Caleb University. I'm within the lead of the team. And I personally, I like to play games. I'm very unserious, as you can see. But on the team, I help out with interaction on social media, and I like to try to involve some people from the tech industry that I know here to talk to us and ultimately put our own to the one.
Thank you, Eddie. So now, the next thing I would like to show before still going to the have my own talk and extending that is, I told you that one of the things that GDSA offers is events. Lots of events, workshops will be coming up. Different institutions will be having their events and things like that. So I'll be sharing my screen now to like explain how to go about these things. One of the ways you can, in case we don't drop information on time, this is one of the ways you can easily. I'm currently my screen is still sharing. Can you also see my screen now? I believe yes, can see my screen now. Oh, okay, yeah, you can see the screen. So one of the ways you can find out upcoming events that are happening is on this portal. When you go to this baby portal, one of the things you can do is check up and see all chapters. So let's say I right click on these chapters. You will see other chapters available. Other schools already have a GDSC chapter in their schools. Like I said, it's a worldwide thing, it's a global thing. This is North America, Europe, Africa, Sub-Saharan Asia. We're in Sub-Saharan Africa, so this is it. You can say from Bauchi, College of Ghana, Ghanaian, different institutions. So let me search. Okay, this is Bamidele Lumina University in Nigeria. This is Babcock University. Other Caleb, this is our chapter, Caleb University Catholic. All the institutions that have it. This is Covenant here. So let's now to check on Caleb Zone. Babcock Zone. If you just click on this and go to their chapter, you can see information about them, past event and upcoming events. So this is just one of the ways you can navigate within the Berry Park platform. Another thing you could do is see upcoming events. So from here, you could see this. You can go from here or come from here, upcoming events. This is our own upcoming events, which is we're currently going on, this info session here. So I click on upcoming events. My network is a bit bad. I don't know what's okay. This is our chapter zone. This is upcoming event general. So this you can see October 12th, post API tour, GDSC info sessions. The other most institutions currently are doing their info sessions, but you can see this is front end rants. So there are more events that will be coming up, which you can always check here. You can also view. You can register and participate in the event and all like that. So this is how you check upcoming events. See the calendar here. Calendar will show you other events coming up. My network is a bit bad, so you guys should please manage. So this is Cloud Study Jam. One of the things that GDS should be offering: Cloud Study Jam, Web Study Jam, Machine Learning Jam, the Dev Fest that I talked about earlier, Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest is an hackathon for all the GDSC communities. You people can register. We all register for it and participate. And that will make me take one of the questions I saw earlier. Someone said, I want to go back to the question and read. Someone questioned earlier related to hackathon. Coming. So the person said, just as hackathons are competitions hosted for hackers, what are competitions for developers called? So hackathon doesn't mean it's a competition hosted for hackers. The hacker there doesn't mean hackathon for hackers. It's a competition hosted for everyone, developers. Hackathon, that's just what they call it. It's an competition for developers, not hackers. And in the community, I think I showed you guys earlier when John and I participated in an hackathon by by Gen Z Arc First, and we were one of the winners. He came third place, and I think I sent pictures and all. John is not an hacker, neither am I an hacker, but we participated in an event and we won something. So that's hackathon. And the hackathons are going to be coming up by Google themselves, which everybody will participate in. So this is how you can navigate and see upcoming events on the Bayview portals and things like that. Another thing I would like to show is, like, in case you want to reach out to these people and they are not, this is Abatsi's profile. So yeah, I'm sorry people, I'm sorry to do this to you, Abati and Toby, but like this is Abatsi's profile. You see senior dev's profile, see experience, God that big. You can always come here, like from here, reach out to him and connect. This is Olalusi's Toby Loba profile. You can come here and like maybe connect with them, then send message, like ask and stuffs like that, blah 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 blah, and the rest. And this is my own profile, and I'm showing this profile to emphasize on one of the things Olalusi said earlier, which is, he said experience doesn't have to be from job only. Experience can come in form of volunteering positions. And I'm here, I want to show you my volunteering position. I even forgot how GDSC did here. Wow. So this is one of the positions I volunteered for as the vice president of my previous institution, my current institution. This thing will be added in my resume when I'm applying for jobs. And I'm applying there, I put this as my volunteer position. This position there is GDSC is also a volunteer position. You put it there, it also shows your experience. When you're putting there, you put your experience, your position there, what you did there as a volunteer, you put it there for people to see. So they can know that, oh, you have some sort of experience. It doesn't have to always be work experience. They are all part of experiences for you that to put there. What else I want to show on this profile? Forgotten. Anyways, now it's time for me to now talk about myself. So I'm coming. Hold on, sorry. I think I'll talk about the event and all. Okay, yeah. So it's time to talk about myself. Good. Here we go. We're introducing myself again. My name is Daniel Shomadi. You can see here on my profile here, front-end software developer specializing in front-end web development. I have little experience in back-end development and IoT, as well as mobile development. Currently taking a course on React Native. So my journey in tech so far, wow. My journey in tech started as far as 2017, November. I remember very well. So then I was in a tutorial center while I was still like applying for my second jump then. Then one of my guys, his name is Adebayo Ranjola. He came and was like introducing me and some of my friends to what's like coding and all like that. But then that was like early 2017. But then I was like, although this one is saying, I didn't really fancy it then and all like that. So we just kept in. And at the same time, I was learning tailoring too. So I was doing two things. I was going to listen, learning tailoring. Then it was like around November. Then he sent a link to us. He built his first website. Then he sent the thing to me, and I'm like, wait, you did this thing? And he's like, yeah, of course he did it. And I'm like, wait, I don't understand. You built these websites. Like, you are the one that did this thing. He said yes. And I was like, wait, how? Because my own thoughts as a person before was, this websites building application game, it is always all these when you both people's things. Sorry to use that word. Like, it's always all these white people's things. I never thought it's something that we can do. I never believed it. If he didn't tell me, I would never believe it's something that we can do. And I was like, I want to learn how to do this thing. Then I was like, oh, sure, no problem. I should come over to his place. At that time, Angela was still in Nigeria as well. So he's also in Germany now. He's also in Nigeria at that time. So he was like, oh, I should come over to his place. Then I was like, what do I do? He gave me resources, gave me tutorials to watch. And I was like, okay. And that time, I didn't even have a laptop. That was the funniest part. I started learning with my tab, my Samsung Galaxy Tab 4 that year. I had no laptop. I had to like get a keyboard for it. I learned HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, even Bootstrap with that tab, no laptop. Then I was like, he gave me the tutorials. I started watching. Then I'll ask him questions and all like that. Then it was that time I realized that, oh, Toby too does programming. Mind you, I've known Toby since we went to the same secondary school together. And he has been coding since we were like SS1, SS2. That was like 2014 or so. But I didn't know what he was doing. During break time in school, we would go and play ball, like go and play in the field, go and run. Wow, Baba, senior Dave will be there, be using the computer lab and be writing codes and all like that. And then we were like, what's this guy doing? I don't. But then, that 2017, I think maybe I posted about it. I don't know, but I like found out that that's what he has been doing for a long time. And I reached out to him as well today, and he was like, "Oh yeah, this is this." Then Angela and Toby, two of them were like helping me together, like to come into this journey. They were like guiding me through what to do and things to do like that. Then fast I finished it. Went to JavaScript. I finished it, but I did not finish it per se. I was just in ace to just go and build streets, which is one of the mistakes I made in my early days. I just want to like, oh, I want to build Facebook site fast. Like within 1 month, I want to start building websites, and I've finished knowing the entire thing, which was a mistake I made. Then when I got to CSS was still easy. I was cloning. That was the things I was doing. One of the things they told me to do was like be cloning the website. I would go to Facebook, try and clone the page, come to anyone and try and clone it, build the same way they built without JavaScript. And I got to JavaScript. Where I had the first issue was when I started learning loops. I ran away from code for like months because of loops. As easy as loops is to everyone, I actually ran away from coding because of loops. I could not understand it. I could not fathom it. And I'm like, I don't understand. How is this still working? Like, what do you mean? The whole thing was just somehow. And for months, I just continued my tailoring. I left programming for a long time. So what I'm trying to bring from that part is, of course, you read blocks, you read challenges, but do not make the same mistake I made and just run away and just go and no, just reach out to people. Like I could have done it that time. I don't know why I didn't reach out. I think I felt I was disturbing them too much because I was messaging them up and down to ask this one, ask that one. I felt so dumb. I felt so stupid. Like these things these guys are doing, why can I not understand it? All those things were just eating me, poster syndrome. Like, so I can't even understand this. My brain can carry it and all those things. Yeah. So that was how the whole thing went. And then I got to my first institution, which is where I did my ND. Then we decided computer science again, we started all these things, and I went back to it. Then I met another mentor, someone who continued mentoring, blah, 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 to this current stage. Then I kept going on and off until 2021 when I fully decided that, okay, yes, you know what, this is it. 2021, I am ready to like start. And that was when I got my first tech job. So yeah, there was a lot of, I've talked about my challenges, the thing I faced, the issues and all like that. It is tough, to be honest. There's no lie about that one. But you have a community. That's one of the things community is. You have people that are in the same category. You have people that are ahead of you that can help you with this whole journey thing. So that's like that on that one. And also the job part thing. One of the things I've learned is when you are building, don't build in silence. Build in public. Go to your GitHub, push code on your GitHub, like let your GitHub be active. Build projects, post on Twitter, post on LinkedIn. That's one of the things I appreciate. One of the person on this call, Abraham, for like one of the things I reached out to Abraham to join the concept was because I've seen his activity, what's it called, activity on LinkedIn. It's very active. That is how I didn't even know him personally per se, but like that is how I reached out to him and met him because of his activity. You might think people are not looking at you, but people are there. They are looking at you. They are watching you. They are seeing your growth. And when the time comes, maybe when you are now in need of internship or positions, people that have seen your growth knows that they know where you started from. You know where you started from my first hello world to the loop section. So when I start calling API and things like that, they are seeing your growth. Let people don't post in silence, post in public, and also try and connect with as much people that you can. Go to events, join communities, be active. Let people see you. Let people know you. My first tech job, till now, this is my current tech job, was through a connection. I know someone. And yeah, one thing is most jobs don't even post their adverts. Most of these companies don't even post that they are looking for people. My first job, they're not even looking for people at all. Like they're looking for people, but they didn't post anything about it. There was no post about job. It was my mentor that I just called me that Alpha, we have an opening at my company, blah, 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 really interested. I'm like, yeah, definitely I would be interested. Then when it goes to the interview process, it was even easier for me because the man is a senior developer in the company. He's like the head of the department. He knows my growth. He saw everything. So he just reached out and like, okay, blah, 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 blah. So the interview process was easy. It was soft. It wasn't like the normal interview process that you're going to be doing down and all like that. But I had a hit block, which was I'm a student. So when I talked to the manager, like after he has cleared me, I talked to the MD and MD. When we started calling, I realized I'm a student. I was like, wait, you're a student. Like, student with a power. I was looking for someone to do a full-time job and you're a student. That would not work for the company. Then, like I said, meet people, call people, and let them know how far you are and all. This man went back and tell them that, oh no, it's certain that I can get the job done. I've been a student before and I've been working. And that was how I get my first job and still my current role till today. And I've been working on this job before I came to Caleb, and I'm still working with them now, and I'm getting my tasks done. It is not easy. It is challenging. But then, since you want it, you have to like keep fighting and keep trying to do the thing. There are going to be issues, especially at schools with bad network and things like that. There are going to be issues, but the motivations and the interest is one of the things that would help you out through the journey. So like with the old job thing, it's not that easy. And yeah, I'm currently on internship. We're currently on IT, and it's still the same company. I'm doing my IT, and I'm here. But along the line too, I work in some other gigs and things like that. But that is the whole way. The whole thing is combining school. Now, what I want to talk about now is not combining school and combining career together. Hey, it's with tell. It's not easy, but it's doable. It's possible. Toby Lucy, like that gave a speech earlier, he's a developer, he's a student, he's an athlete as well too. He does the three things together and he's good at the theory of them. So that's one. And for me as a person, what's it called? How do I do this thing? Using our school as a case study, since we are all mostly KLF students, we know we have issues with network. That one is there. We have issues with what's it called? Issues with portals sending us away from school around curfew time. They'll tell us to leave the whole thing and all like that. And it is cool that we have network. So one of the things I can advise is, for example, let's say you're a beginner, you have tutorials to watch. Download the tutorials where there is network. Create the project. Let's say you're using React and you need to like do npm start and things like that. Set up everything where there is network before you go to the hostel. Another thing, also find spots in the hostel where you'll be using. Find spots like their network. You can come and meet me from some that I know. I know where Airtel network is in some parts. I know where Grow is in the school some parts. I know where MTN network. You can find them in some parts in the school. Come and meet me. I'll tell you where they are. You go and find those places and try and get as much as possible, more than one SIM if possible. Try and get more than one SIM so you could choose and juggle because network is challenging. Tax. Also know that this thing will steal some of your time. It will steal your fun time you're supposed to play, time you're supposed to have fun, like with every other person. It will steal some of your time, but you know that the results that comes from it is greater. And now the other part is class academics. If you are someone in like computer science field and cybersecurity, you have an edge over others because some of the things you are doing as a developer is related to your field of study. What you are doing is related to your field of study. We are at least in every semester you do a programming course. And one thing in programming is the whole concept is the same in irrespective of the language you want to use, Python, Java, C#. The concept is just what you need to get. Once you get the concept in one language, it is applicable to everything. So one of the things you'll be doing in school is programming languages. Also, they'll be taking about concepts of programming, data structures and algorithm, what's it called? Algorithm complexity analysis and things like that. There are still things that would help you out. So it's like a win-win for you. You have an edge over others. So it's kind of easier as a computer science person to juggle all these things and all like that. So that's a wrap of like everything. And community. Yeah, community helps us out a lot. Community helps out a lot. Join as much as possible communities you can. It might be overwhelming at some point when messages, seeing 1,000 messages, 800 uniform messages and all like that, but they help out. I'm majorly doing the front-end development. Especially I use WhatsApp more than any other social media platform. I'm on a lot of WhatsApp, a lot of what's it called platform on WhatsApp. For example, I have React Native, Flutter, different communities like that. So there are times whereby you hit roadblock and you've tried to resolve these things. You use GPT don't give you answer. You've got to Stack Overflow did not give you answer. You use Google, you've tried Geek codes and everything is just there. You go to this community. And one thing you should learn to do is go straight to your questions in the community. I used to emphasize this in the community, in the Caleb chapter. Go straight to the question. Don't just come and ask what is who is a Flutter dev here, who is a React Native dev. That's not, go straight. Oh, I'm having these also issues with Flutter. You can send screenshot as if possible. I have also issue. Can someone help me out with it? Then people knows what you're asking already. Go straight to the point and they will help you out. Communities will help you out. Also, there are times that people in community will post gigs. Like I said, most companies don't post it out there that there is a job clinic on. Most of all these companies actually it's internal. They just say they need someone. You just see someone from community. My company is recruiting. Maybe there's like internship position. There's a job opening. And if you're active in this community, they know you. They know that, you're active, you answer questions and things like that. You have an edge over others. They would help you out. There was an interview I did of recent last month. I got to the final stage due to some reasons, personal reasons. I had to tell them I can't continue. The process of the whole thing was due to someone from one community I've met. I've never seen this person. I've never seen the girl before. I've never seen her. I've never met her in my life before. I met her through the community and we communicate, we talk and stuff like that. I mean, there was opening. She didn't even tell me there was an opening. I saw it on LinkedIn. I saw it on her post that, there's an opening. And I hit her up that, hey, JE, you said your company will be open. I would like to attend and all like that. And she linked me up with everything, talk to them, even talk to them on my behalf that, she's starting and things like that. So community is very important. It is very, very important. Don't be shy. See, shyness doesn't pay anybody. I've learned that it does not pay. Do not be shy. Talk, meet people, let them know you and things like that. So that's like a wrap of my entire journey and the entire. I hope I'll be able to like motivate and like a lot of people like encourage you to like keep going and keep pushing. So yeah, that's all. What is the next thing on our list here? The next thing is like the Q&A sections. I think people have dropped more questions here. So I'll be trading questions out. There are questions I'm seeing here. I'll be training to some of our. Please, our speakers, are you guys ready to like answer some of our questions? Toby and Abati. Can you please just give a thumb up? Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, sorry that I'm emphasizing on this thing again. I'm coming back to this thing I said about don't build in silence. This is my LinkedIn page. I try, even though I'm not active, I try to push stuff still. The platform that are essential for you as a developer to get yourself out there is LinkedIn, Twitter too is very important. Which other platform is that? I don't know. LinkedIn, Twitter is like the major platforms. The other ones like Discord and things like that, but like Slack and all. But the major ones is LinkedIn, Twitter. Try to push yourself out there. Try and write posts. When you do something today, try and write a post about, oh, I built so thing. Let people see it. Twitter as well too. Don't forget, don't me like people are not liking it, they are not engaging in it. You just keep going. Sooner or later, you build the whole thing. Just keep going, keep pushing. And your GitHub too is very important. If you're a senior developer, you're a pro, people don't really care about your GitHub and things like that. And they're just like, oh, but if you're a beginner like me, God, see, push code, write code, let your green circle be showing, let your green circle show, let them see that, oh, you're trying, Senior devs don't need it, but like people, there's this lot of topics about this GitHub thing on Twitter that comes up that, oh, is it needed? Some people will argue that it's not needed. Some will tell you that it is needed, that it doesn't matter, your green circles does not matter. See, for me, it matters. I am telling you, let green circles show. And sometimes if you're building in private repos will probably not show. You can come to this contribution settings and let it show that your private contribution is to show the circles, but it will not show the code. You could do that so that your GitHub shows. Push, let them see that you have green circles. That is all. Now let's go back to the question. What's it called? Section. So which question do I have here? Is it safe to proceed? I've answered that one. I have a question. Hey, what the fuck just happened? Guys, hold on. I'm sorry. My question. Okay. Still reading questions. I'm sorry. So someone said, "What if you are just in a startup or a freelancer?" Kelvin, can you please emphasize? Okay. Who would I show these questions? I think I'll show it to Toby. The question is, no, both speakers will talk on it. Toby will talk on it. About to talk on it as well too. The question is it safe for one to be in tech just to build a company or startup? So Toby, you can go first, and Abati also like buttress the point.
Yeah. I also had this same initial thing before. I think when I started, my first motivation to actually continue with software engineering after I discovered it was to build my own Facebook. So I wanted to build my own company, basically. But then after working with several startups as well, I then began to saw the challenges that they always face and stuff. Of course, some things are seen, some are not seen, but some people can manage it, some cannot. I saw that what is there is not what I can take, so I don't want to build my own startup anymore. But if you are if you are getting yourself into tech just to build a startup, if you have a good concept, of course, why not? But the thing is, especially if you don't have the great experience, or maybe if it is just that you can actually come up with a team together, then that's even beautiful, because that's something. But if it's like you're just going there for the development to build a startup, it will take some time. But if you're disciplined to go for it, then of course, why not? But then I would just say creating a startup is not an easy task. It is freaking difficult and challenging. Just giving you an heads up. But of course you can. And if you want to be a freelancer, that's even much better. It's more relaxing than working in a startup, because a freelancer means, one, you already have the experience to actually work with projects that you're not familiar with, and working on them, just in your money out of it and you're out. But for building a startup, just watch out that you can do it. Yeah, this is a difficult one. Yeah, that's it for me.
Thanks, Toby. So, like, Abati, can you also like give us your own side on this question? Hello, Abati. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, hello. So in my own experience, I would advise before in terms of startup I'm talking about, before you go ahead to build a startup, I would advise you to like
Hello.
you probably like work in a company for like a few years. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello,
Yes, we can. We can hear you. Go ahead. We can hear you. We
hello.
can hear you. Go ahead.
I can hear
We can
you.
hear you. Hello.
Okay.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Yeah. So yeah. So in my own experience, I would suggest you for startup because for you to know understand how a company, because a startup is basically just a company, a baby company. So for you to understand how companies operate, you have to have been a part of it. So for you to be able to build your own startup, I do suggest you should have worked for a couple of years because unlike abroad, this is Nigeria, and we have to be realistic about things. If it's unless you're an outlier, sure, like you're the 1% out of the whole 99%, you can make it as like as in tech by just building your own startup. But this is I like to be realistic about things. You can't really be successful in you can't let me not use the word you can. So it's very hard to be successful in tech you have if you just want to be the startup alone. Because if you look at the guys who are doing it, especially now in Nigeria, most of them, the guy that did Child Deck used to work for, I think he used to work for P-Stack. The guy that did Mono. I think he used to be a part of probably Portal Wave before they became this thing. So if you trace if you trace the background of most of the people that are doing well in tech startup business, you find out that they've been a part of something. They've been a part of a company or been a part of a startup before they went on to do their own. And I feel like that was the mistake I made. Like I wanted to build a solution, then I started a startup. And although yes, it's going well, things are going steady, but things I've had to learn them painfully. Honestly, yeah, I would say painfully because there's just some things you will learn from working with a company, the structures and everything of how to like the day-to-day operations of how things were supposed to be. That it would have saved me a lot of time. I'm sure now if I want to like go into like build another startup, I know that okay, this is the framework and this is structure I need to put in place. So you need the experience in building that structure before you can like say that okay, I want to go out there and build my own startup. You can build a good product. Like there are many products out there that are very, very good. Like you can build a good product, but building a startup is like an entire thing because you are basically building a company of its own. You have to worry about marketing. You have to worry because it goes beyond just writing code. You have to worry about marketing. You have to worry about operations. You have to worry about finding capital. You have to worry about almost everything. So I would suggest for you to like have an experience because it also I had a sit down with one of okay let me just say through my dad. I had a sit down and he talked with a tech billionaire basically in Nigeria, based in Nigeria one time like this. And that was he told me the same thing basically. He told me that Nigeria market is one of the hardest markets out there. And for you, if you can like operate successfully in Nigeria market, you can capture it. But before you can go ahead and say, okay, well, I want to have a startup out there, you have to have been a part of a startup or been a part of a company and see it go well before you can say, okay, I want to go out there and do because that then it gives you like an experience of what okay, this is how it's supposed to operate and you can operate at the highest level. For being a freelancer, I feel being a freelancer, I feel like that one is good, honestly. I would choose to be a freelancer right now. But I tried it Upwork and Upwork, Fiverr and the rest, and I just got tired of having to write proposals all the time, so I just gave up on that. But I think someday after the whole stuff, I would just love to be a freelancer, just work on products and help out and get paid for it. So that's just my answer to that.
All right, now let's give it up for Abati. Yeah. So I would like to also like emphasize on the whole startup thing. See, everybody like Abati said, we are in Nigeria. We are in Nigeria. It choke, gone. First of all, there are a lot of things that you need to like put in mind before saying you want to just go and jump on a startup. You have to think about the where you are first of all, which is one of the major things. Kilonje, if you are doing for tech, I would advise you always first of all go through the experience, have an experience, like for work for a company that is similar to what you want to go and do the startup, like have similar things. Because except from just building products, getting the team together, except from the marketing that they mentioned about it, there's government policies. Government policies has a lot of issues. Like there are a lot of government policies. So if you work in a company that is, let's say, oh, for example, now like Abate has a startup, but he's working on Eat Up. I think I'm aware of Eat Up. Let's say you have an experience in a company that is similar to like food things and things like that, maybe like all this junior food and things like that. You get to know more about the government policies related to that particular things. You need to learn about them so you don't make mistakes. And also to funding too, you have to like have like fundings, like have resource of fundings down, marketing. There are just a lot of things to go in. So it's always advisable that he's going to the company that has the same things, which are the same physical field. And if you know you just want to do a startup, like you know that is what you want. It's not compulsory you're a developer. It's not supposed to be a tech person. Toby said earlier, you could create a team. You can form a team of developers. While you do other part, it's not compulsory a developer to just go into it because you just beat something. It's not compulsory. You could be someone that organizes the team. The company I work for, Field-Based Services Limited. It's a maritime company. What they do is provide internet services to like maritime, like vessels, ships, and things like that. It is not a tech company. That is what we do. But like all of a sudden, our MD also discussed about like, okay, he has been going out like paying people to like build things and tools for us to do, and it is costing him a lot. And I was like, why not just get developers of the company and like pay them to like do these things while working for the company, which is what I do. He's not a tech person. He doesn't write code. He doesn't understand code and all like that. That is the person. But he manages us. He's in charge of the thing. He sees what we do and gives us tasks and things like that. He's not a developer. He's not a coder, but he has it too. And we are even building things more than even for these companies that we are building things that we want to launch out for people to use, like on its own separate entity. So you don't have to be a developer. So that's that one. Someone has another question here. They said, how can developer improve his skills besides building projects, having a mentor, and being a member of the developer community? So I'll let I give about to talk, then Toby will like talk more on it. And please let's try and keep it fast because 2 hours almost reached.
Okay.
About it.
Okay, I'd like to apologize for talking too long. I think another way of you just being good is simply reading documentations and articles. It has helped me a lot, honestly. So when you read books, you read articles, you read documentations of existing technologies, it provides you an insight because a lot of people don't actually read. A lot of developers don't actually read. So when you begin to like read stuff like that, you to open your eyes to stuff. And also try to read code base of like existing products. I think there are some of them that are on GitHub. You can just go into it and just read, okay, and try to like understand the whys of it. So that's it.
Alright. So Toby, can you like hammer on that?
Yes. I mean, the question already covered the basic things that you need to actually have to improve your skills as a developer. Of course, the other one I would just add is just reading. Apart from that, reading articles, if you have some particular interest, there are even some places on Reddit where you could just go through once in a while some pages and just like, okay, just see what people are saying, just stay involved, be in the community. There is these three that you've already mentioned, they're actually the most important things. After that, I think everything's just reading, and that's just up to you. Yeah,
thanks.
nothing more.
So me, I would like to add more on that. So one other thing is like which Abate said first is reading people's codes. It's one of the things that can help you out too. There was like Toby said earlier when I was talking about the thing earlier that me and him had the conversation earlier, and I think the conversation was about folder structure. I was saying that like there are too many folder structures. Like this one uses particular product structure, that one are not like that. We were discussing it, and we came to a conclusion that we read people's codes to understand that okay, this is how these top companies write their code. This is like the main standard. There's no particular set standard given to the others like that. Sometimes you have to like think and like pick up what works for you. But one of the things that can improve is reading other people's code. One of the things you could do is look for particular open source, a popular open source project, like open source projects, the popular ones. Go to their codes. You'll find their codes on GitHub. Even like you can search like open source project on Google. You see them. You see their codes. Read their code base. Let's say it's a React thing you want. You could just go read their code base and say like, oh, this is how these people write their codes and things like that. Another thing again too is documentation. I'm not a fan of documentation actually. Toby is a fan, but me, I'm not a fan. I prefer tutorial first, then documentation later. That's like my own way of learning. That's what works for me. But one thing documentation beats in that place is the people that wrote the documentation will actually write the best practice, like they write the best way for you to utilize the code and write it in that way. But when you're watching tutorials, the person writing the way is like best for him, like the best way for them to like write the thing. But documentation, I tell you, like they will give you the way, like, oh, this is like the best things for you to do. And last thing, read articles. One of the things that I do on my phone, I don't know, it doesn't show on my, like, open there, it doesn't show on this my browser. But on my phone, when I just go to my Chrome, I'll see some articles already coming up, or like tech articles or things like that. You could just click one of them once in a while. You just randomly read. Another thing again is, like, you can see my stuff here. I have a lot of bookmarks there for different things. This is coding edge, this is articles, things like that. If you know you cannot read it once now, you could just add it to a bookmark whenever you want to read. Go there, come. So I have things, you could just sort it out and read and things like that. So that's that on that one. Let me see. Any other question again? There's another question again. I think that's all the question. Does any other person have another question? You still have a chance. You can raise your hand to even ask the question. If you don't know, you don't want to type, you can raise your hand and you go on the question. So while I'm getting that, I want to emphasize on you joining our babe or register as a student again once again. Kindly register as a member as on the platform, and also follow our social media platform. This is you can find them here from the links here. We're sent to the community and also in the chat as well. This is our Twitter. Follow our page, engage in our stuff. This is our LinkedIn. Follow our LinkedIn, engage our page I found. I'll work on that. I think there's a mistake there. I'll work on that. Instagram, TikTok, and all like that. Kindly follow us and engage. So I think we're about to give this session. We're about to come to an end in this session since there's another question. So John, can you help us with the promo code for people that read to the end, so I get the promo code for CTJs as promised? In the beginning of this session, we said we will give 25% codes for CTJS events that is happening by November. CTJS is It's an event for mostly developers, JavaScript developers. But that doesn't mean you have a limitation of attending. You can't attend. You can meet people, connect with people, network with people. So I think the ticket is 5,000 naira per person. Or with the 25% discount, you'll be paying 4,000. So John, can you please help us with the promo code and put this in the chat? What's it called? In the in-call messages. And also, hello, John, are you here? Hi, John. I think John has gone, but not. I would get it sent. I will get it sent. And lastly, I would like to inform everyone that after this meeting, a survey will be sent to everyone. Which the survey is provided by Google. Will be sent to everyone for you to give your feedback onto this event. So kindly give us your honest feedbacks for us to improve ourselves and know what to work on to make this session better in the upcoming ones. So yeah, that's it for our session. This is almost 2 hours as planned. I'm happy for you guys. I'm so excited you guys joined, and I'm happy that you guys wait to the end. And I would like to thank our speakers again for creating time so much joining. People should show the reactions now. Come on, let's show the reactions, like, for our speakers that took their time out of their busy schedules to come to this event and talk to us. So yeah, thank you Priscilla Anthony from joining. Thank you Paul Great. Thank you Bito Penyolua, Leon, Kenneth Chidibili, Kelvin Chooks, James, Inyolua Deyinka, Freda Efford, Eddie, James, Chinrijo Amadi, Ayomide, Oyeti Milenyi, Aminat Adibadijo, Abraham Ogoluwa, Abatunde, Daneshima. Aminat, special thanks to you again. Like, thank everyone for joining this event. I'm so excited. I'm happy. It went well, it went successful, and if everyone learned one or two from this session, someone should please help me reach out to John. Call team members, please let me call John to come and this meeting is about to end. I want him to come and drop this thing. John, I should have gotten this promo code myself. I apologize for that, but it will be sent. I think what we just do is probably send it to the group chat, but then people that didn't come, it's a lucky day. John, you are here now. Where's the promo code now?
Okay, guys. You will chill. So for okay. Chill for Insha. Okay. Sorry. For our CTJS conference, there is a 25% off promo code for communities. And I was able to secure a partnership with CTJS. Hence why I am sharing this promo code. So if you are in this meeting and you are in Lagos and you want to do something beneficial for your career, yes, I am throwing stones. You can use the code Kini that value. I'm coming, sorry. I'm, I'm being very playful right now. Okay, oh yeah, serious. You can use the code CTJS25. I've sent it to the chat.
CTJS25.
So the people that are speaking, me, I did my own research. There is no millionaire among them, only billionaires. So if you want to be a billionaire, you should be there. Thanks.
All right. So,
Plus, I feel like it will be like our official first physical meetup for Caleb University Lagos, GDSC Caleb University Kini. Plus, then it will be a nice way for you to connect. Now, if you don't, let me tell you why you should be there. Another reason why you should be there. I have attended 3 conferences since we came for IT, and I've gotten 2 jobs, one from each conference that I've gone. The last one I did not socialize, that's why I've not gotten job there. So if you know that you are looking for money, be there. Thanks and God bless.
so this is you could just search by Google search CCJS. Google will take you directly to the first, what's it called? The first thing you see, it's about it. 2023 November 11, JS framework, Node.js,
Share the link.
TypeScript, testing, IoT.
No,
Yeah, about,
Can you share the link? Share the link to the group.
okay. Let me do that.
Share the link to the group chat. I mean, yeah.
Oh, the group chat. Sorry. Perfect. Let me do that now. Where's this group chat? Okay. So I've sent the link. Then from there, you can find the tickets. You can find the ticket. What's it called?
yeah, another fun fact.
Go on.
You see Kelvin, that guy, this guy on the last side. Kelvin is writing his own JavaScript framework.
Yeah.
Called the boring JavaScript stack, and like it is just to show you how much intellectuality is in the speakers. There is no small person in this place. Be there.
You could see these are all people.
Big really.
Our Twitter tech people, our Twitter tech influencers, they are there. It's wonderful going to communities. I would always emphasize on that and always encourage that. I don't know if I should do small efficiency on it and add. Where's this Twitter again? I want to do more small efficiency and add. Where is this thing? Where did they say go to this thing again? Profile. The last event I went, I was able to meet. What was it called? I think media. I was able to meet some of these our influencers, take pictures with them, get to talk with them. I realize that some of them are even nice and they are friendly. This is Olani Soft. I'm sure most people in Reptile know Olani Soft. Ghost, what's it called? Lord Ghost, Emmanuel, what's it called? I've forgotten the name. And all you meet people, you get to call. They are vitally considering the last event. You just get to meet people, you get to talk to all these influencers you've seen, take pictures and have fun and things like that. And about you posting your stuff, this is still me trying to shoot my shots, posting one of the things I'm working on, share it on what's it called, Twitter, just to get myself out and let people know that I'm building this thing and that and all like that. So it's always nice to go to communities. I would encourage you all to do that, yeah. So like this now, what is remaining for us to just play? I just talking. The event has officially ended. Let me stop recording, Seth. Where's this recording thing? They've stop recording. The event has officially ended.